saying you were still going on about Oliver Kenny.
That's not true. Nicholas Lumley mentioning that was his evidence. Charlie Booth doesn't remember exactly what was said in JB's evidence. Charlie Booth saying he still spoke to Oliver Kenny despite all the rumours.
I'm just asking why you called Claire Kenny twice.
I'm not sure.
At 12:55 a.m. in the morning.
I don't know. I phoned a lot of people that night.
Were you wanting to know, is Lauren Howe there?
Why would I phone Oliver Kenny's partner to know if Lauren was there? Rather than counter the question, can you just answer it? No, I didn't call to know if Lauren was there. Charlie Booth not sure why he called. Not sure if Oliver Kenny and Claire Kenny shared a number/phone.
Would you have any other reason to telephone Claire Kenny?
I don't know why those calls if I did.
How about this? Rage, jealousy, anger.
That's not true.
That night, was there any reason why Lauren Howe should not have gone to see her sister?
No.
Any reason why she shouldn't go to her cousin's house with Elle and her brother?
No.
Any problem with it?
No.
Did she have the children with her?
No.
That night of all nights, could you not leave her alone?
Nicholas Lumley then mentioned in Charlie Booth's evidence about him being protective over their children.
How many times over the years have you hit Lauren Howe when she's been holding one of your children?
Not sure. Charlie Booth then says twice when questioned again. As soon as Charlie Booth got home, taking crack with Jason Bass, on the phone to see where Lauren Howe was.
Angry?
No, I was annoyed at her.
At Lauren Howe?
Yeah.
Was it one of the rules she had to leave the phone with you?
No, not at all.
As soon as she got home from taking crack with JB, you were trying to track her down.
I knew where she was. Asked about threatening Leah, said they both were doing it.
Were you threatening to go round to Elle's?
Possibly said I was going to go around and smash her windows, but I didn't mean it. Charlie Booth thinks they were arguing before anyone started getting nasty to anyone. Nicholas Lumley asks whether within a short time of Charlie Booth getting on the phone, if he threatened her. Charlie Booth said yes, he was.
As soon as you got back from taking this crack, you were saying you were going to go round to Elle's.
I don't think I said that straight away, no. Nicholas Lumley talking about the text Leah sent saying laugh out loud and then saying dickhead. Nicholas Lumley asking if it was out the blue from him threatening.
Or was that in response to you saying, I'm going to hunt Lauren Howe down?
No.
Those were my words. Were you hunting Lauren Howe down?
No, I know where Lauren was. The taxi was messaging me.
As soon as you got home to your flat, you're on the phone abusing Elle.
We were exchanging abuse to one another, yeah. Mentioning saying he'd been to their dad's when he hadn't. Asking if he was using this to get Leah to cooperate a threat.
This is what I've done to your dad. You're next if you don't send Lauren Howe home. Were you threatening? Just be honest were you threatening to go round?
I didn't have the exact address. I never meant any of it.
Why did you try to call Brandon?
Because that he might be there as well.
Was your phone working alright?
Yeah.
Seems to have been, doesn't it? Looks like you were using it very few seconds really, on this page.
My phone did make a lot of calls in my pocket, but I was actively using my phone. CCTV.
Were you looking for something to steal?
Yes.
For drugs?
Alcohol. Charlie Booth saying he stole a bike and swapped it for drugs. Leah's messages about him wanting drugs and calling him a druggie.
Did you ask her for money?
No.
Where had the TV come from?
My home address.
Was it yours?
Yes.
How many TVs did you have?
3.
3. And did you try to sell it?
Yes.
Did you sell it?
No. Mentioning the bike stolen and sold then. Taxi turning up for Charlie Booth now in solitaire.
This rather looked like you got in a taxi. Why are you saying you didn't?
Charlie Booth saying he doesn't know if he did or not, or whether he got it part of the way.
Did you get thrown out of the taxi maybe?
Possibly because I didn't have any money.
Were you planning on doing a runner?
I'm not sure what my intentions were.
Your phone was still red hot. You're using it all the time.
Yeah, it's being actively used.
Just after midnight, there you are ringing Elle again and again and again and again and again, and their dad again and again and again. So just help the jury, what sort of state were you in when you were sending those messages?
I was drunk. I'd taken cocaine.
And were you a little bit angry?
I was wound up with Leah, talking about getting home. 2:02 a.m. out and about again.
Between 1:30 a.m. and 2:02 a.m, it's what, nearly 40 or 50 uses of the phone? Do you say in that time you were smashing up the flat?
Yeah, I think so. I think I smashed the flat in the time when I got home.
Did you do it one-handed, with the phone in the other?
Charlie Booth saying it didn't take a considerable amount of time, smashed the coffee table and pulled the cabinet over.
When you smashed the flat up, was Lauren Howe cowering by the coffee table while you were running around?
No, Lauren wasn't there when I smashed the flat up. Nicholas Lumley talking about when Leah rang the police.
Had you threatened to send the police round?
Yeah, Leah rang the police.
How many times has Elle rang 999 due to your behaviour?
I couldn't tell you. Asked if she'd ever rung them for his behaviour before. Said he doesn't know, but she might have.
Something was different on this night, wasn't it?
Charlie Booth saying no, saying Leah called the police because he said he was going to.
The level of your anger, Charlie Booth, was different that night.
No.
Paranoia, jealousy, whatever it was, furious is what you were.
No. Looking at Leah's call to the police, the threats to burn the house down with kids in it and slash her throat.
Had you said those things?
I didn't, no. Said he's coming to my property, said he's going to burn my house down. He's called Charlie Booth.
Do you remember making those threats?
I never threatened to burn anyone's house down or slash anyone's throat. I didn't threaten to smash windows. Nicholas Lumley mentioning Leah telling police Charlie Booth wasn't happy about Lauren going to hers for her birthday. Nicholas Lumley asks as if this was the case. I wasn't happy that Lauren went out and left me at home, no. But it wasn't that she'd gone to her sister's. Charlie Booth didn't think of calling police to see where Lauren was.
Because you wanted to deal with her, didn't you?
No. Nicholas Lumley moving on to the CCTV of Lauren walking home, asking if Charlie Booth agrees she was perfectly normal. A bit of back and forth, Nicholas Lumley says, would Charlie Booth like to see the footage? Charlie Booth says he will if it's necessary. Nicholas Lumley says only if Charlie Booth disagrees she was walking normally. Charlie Booth says she was, perhaps a little drunk. Now moving on to Charlie Booth waiting at home for Lauren Howe. The Woody said he used to lock the door as he didn't have a key. Nicholas Lumley asked if he had a key in solitaire. Wasn't sure, but didn't have one to get in.
It's a decent lump of tinder, isn't it?
Yes. Charlie Booth said he jammed that against the door to lock it.
Was that so you know when she came home because she had to disturb you?
No, I always used that to lock the door. I couldn't find the key or Lauren had the key. It was always there.
Why not just leave the door open for her?
I didn't like to leave the door unlocked when I was in the house. I'd always had a thing about the door being unlocked. Nicholas Lumley asked him if Charlie Booth wanted to be in her face when she got home and that's the reason. He said no. Nicholas Lumley asked him what Lauren Howe was wearing. Now moving to Lauren Howe being at the top of the stairs, seeing the flat, etc.
Did she say, leave it Charlie Booth please? Not now. I just need to get my head down.
No, she never said anything like that. Nicholas Lumley asked him why the jacket was in their kids' room. Charlie Booth isn't sure.
Were you stripping her?
No. Picture of the coat on the kid's bed beneath the window where the handle was pulled off. Charlie Booth repeating he unscrewed that off so the kids couldn't get out.
How did that coat end up there?
I imagine that's where she took it off. I didn't see Lauren take her clothes off. I was on the balcony.
Is that where you assaulted her? In the children's bedroom?
No.
Your boots, Charlie Booth. Did you usually take off your boots in the children's bedroom?
No, but when I was rummaging around the house looking for clothes for Lauren, I was throwing everything about everywhere.
There are your, what we call work boots. Walking boots?
Walking boots, yeah.
Solid boots, side by side, by the bed in the children's room.
Yeah.
They got there because you were throwing things around looking for something for Lauren Howe to wear.
I'm not sure exactly how they got here. Charlie Booth said he had nothing on his feet when he took Lauren out the flat.
Had you taken off these boots because one of them had been the weapon you used to stamp on her stomach?
That's not true.
Are you sure, Charlie Booth?
Definitely.
And you stamped on her because she was at a party?
I didn't stamp on her. Talking about Charlie Booth for the first time publicly yesterday saying Lauren Howe threw a shoe and Charlie Booth threw a shoe. Charlie Booth saying she took her shoe off and threw it at him.
How did you get her shoe and throw it at her?
I didn't get her shoe, I threw another shoe.
I thought you said you'd thrown one of her shoes, but I might have been wrong about that.
No, I didn't. Judge checking his notes and saying Charlie Booth saying about throwing the shoe. Saying it will need to be checked if Charlie Booth says it isn't right, that he threw another shoe.
Is there something in the bathroom you did to her that you're ashamed of?
No.
Her clothes were drenched, weren't they?
No.
The flat was flooded with water.
Her top was drenched. Charlie Booth saying she was by the balcony door, which was open with her back to it. When she threw the shoe between bureau and balcony door, Charlie Booth had his back to the bathroom. She threw it and Charlie Booth moved out the way.
Did any violence happen in the bathroom?
No.
Wet bath mat, an area of wet on the floor.
Yeah.
Just think again. Was there any violence? Did you do anything bad to Lauren Howe in that bathroom?
No. Wet pooling on the floor, chip of porcelain on the floor, pedestal of basin damage, fragments of porcelain on the floor.
Can you remember how that happened?
No.
Were you swinging something round and it hit the pedestal of the basin?
No, I didn't know at that time. Charlie Booth saying it could.
What were you swinging around?
I wasn't doing anything in the bathroom. Hose pipe Charlie Booth told us about was in the bath.
After Lauren Howe got home, just think about this please. Did you move that hose pipe?
No.
Did you put Lauren Howe into the bath?
No.
Did you force water into her mouth?
No.
Were you torturing her in the bath?
No, that's not true. Nicholas Lumley suggesting Charlie Booth put the hose pipe back into the bath and told police he poured water on her to cover his tracks. Nicholas Lumley mentioning injuries in Lauren Howe's mouth was reminiscent of something being forced into her mouth.
What did you force into her mouth?
I didn't force anything into her mouth.
Shower head?
No.
Hose pipe?
No. Lauren Howe's shoe in the bath. Nicholas Lumley asked him why it was there. Charlie Booth thinks he threw it in there. If Lauren had been in the bath with her trainer, surely there'd have been scuff marks.
There might have been, might not have been.
The hose was never out of the bath at any stage.
What did you force into her mouth?
I didn't force anything into Lauren's mouth. Charlie Booth saying he knew there was water in the flat. Nicholas Lumley suggesting he knew he had to explain that.
This is why you came up with a complete story that you'd set a hose pipe or shower running on the floor at a time you were on your own and smashed up the flat.
It's not.
Did you take those off her? Jeans?
No. Talking about interview, altercation, winded, takes pants off and gets into bed.
Did you strip her and humiliate her?
No. Air rack, drying rack between bureau and the balcony door.
Did you put her jeans on that era?
No.
Because they were drenched and you wanted them to look like they were dry?
No. Photo of jeans on air again.
The jeans, are you agree, inside out?
Yes.
Had you put them there?
No.
You don't remember seeing her take them off?
I was on the balcony.
So were you again trying to cover your tracks?
No, I was on the balcony.
Is this right? She was in the bedroom on the double bed.
Yes. Saying she had a white vest top on. Charlie Booth said it was wet through and it just sort of ripped. Didn't mean to rip it. Was going grey and blue at this point.
Could you see her chest moving and heart moving?
I don't think it was.
Had you ever seen her like that before?
No.
Could you have telephoned for help?
I was trying to, but the battery in my phone, I was panicking. I suppose I could have done.
Could you have run outside and screamed for help?
Yeah.
But you did not.
No.
So you didn't call 999, you didn't go out and scream for help, and you didn't go out and knock on the next door neighbours, or the next door neighbours, or the one after that.
No.
And you chose to put some clothes on her.
Yes.
Is this one way of looking at it? You knew what you had done and you wanted to make it look like she was normal.
No, I wanted to get help. Nicholas Lumley asked him if it would have been quicker to run himself to the friends and got them. Charlie Booth said possibly, but wasn't thinking rationally or making rational thoughts.
You didn't need to take her to them, did you? You needed them to come to her.
I was concerned how the house looked, and I could have gone to their house and took them to mine. Talking about putting clothes on her. Nicholas Lumley saying it must have been difficult putting shorts on her arms through a top.
That can't have been work of a second or two, can it?
It didn't take long.
Do you know what I mean by a charade? A game to give a false impression?
No.
That's what this sounds like, you see?
What do you mean by that? Nicholas Lumley saying taking her away from the scene of the crime, etc. Charlie Booth saying he was concerned for Lauren and other things. Talking about taking Lauren Howe down, locking the door.
Let me help you. You didn't want anyone to see where you'd killed her.
I was concerned about the state of the house and what people would think.
Did you take her all the way along to your friends, not knowing whether she was alive or dead?
I couldn't tell. I was sure I could hear breathing.
You wanted that lifeless body out of the flat, didn't you?
No, I wanted to get Lauren help. I wanted to help her. I wanted to save her life.
You wanted to save her life?
Suppose because all the messages me and Leah had been exchanging.
Where was Lauren Howe when you did that?
Downstairs.
On her own?
No.
It does look, Charlie Booth, that you were more concerned about yourself.
I was concerned about Lauren. If I haven't had been, why did I take her there? I took her there to get her help, performed CPR on her. Nicholas Lumley asking how many times Charlie Booth went back to the house. Charlie Booth thinks once, not sure. I didn't want Lauren to lose her life. I didn't intend for Lauren to get hurt. When I did get back to the flat to get clothes, I did make an effort to tidy the place, but not to a great extent.
Had there been a sheet on that bed? The double bed?
I think so.
Did you take that off?
I couldn't be certain. When Lauren Howe was on the ground, Charlie Booth saying Lauren walked back from a pearly bridge. Charlie Booth saying Lauren Howe told him this.
When did she tell you that?
During the course of the fight in the hallway, I think I asked her where she'd been.
I'm sure you did. Did you extract it from her?
No.
Where the fuck have you been?
No, everything you're saying is not true.
I don't remember you saying that before. So at some point she told you she had walked all that way.
Yeah, saying Lauren Howe had fallen.
That was a lie. That did nothing to help Lauren Howe, did it?
No. Footage of doctor asking politely and repeatedly for Charlie Booth's help.
Apart from telling that doctor your name was Charlie Booth, was any of that true?
I was in fear and panic, you know. Parts of it, she was making a funny noise at times. I don't know how much the rest of it was true. Nicholas Lumley mentioning what he said again.
What was helpful about that?
I should have been truthful from the beginning, but when you're in a situation like that, it's hard to explain. It's sheer panic. I could have been more helpful, but when you're in a situation like that, you're not thinking straight. Nicholas Lumley talking about what Charlie Booth did. I punched her in the stomach without thinking. I would never want Lauren Howe to come across such a catastrophic injury and to lose her life.
And that is why you are guilty of murder and not merely manslaughter, Charlie Booth.
That's not true. I've never caused Lauren serious injury or intended to in the years we've been together. Why would I start doing that now? Why now? I've got to live with that for the rest of my life, and not for 1 minute did I intend to hurt her in such a severe way. That's the prosecution done with this cross-examination. Thank you for supporting the channel, and we hope you like the content. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.